Good morning, Hillman Cancer Center. Happy, almost said Friday, but no, Wednesday to you on this very gloomy fall Wednesday. Welcome to Cooking for Cancer and Chronic Disease. I'm Danielle Petrina, the project manager. This is Angela Zaccanini, our lifestyle dietitian, who is also, I combined it, I just did it all. A registered dietitian with a focus on lifestyle nutrition. So thank you for being here with us today. Just a reminder, we got our chat up, so if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please throw them up. We are checking that. Today we are cooking an arugula pasta salad.
Yes.
Wow, that sounds lovely, warm, comforting.
Yeah.
Especially on a day like this. Ange, kick us off. Tell me what's happening.
All right, so this particular recipe is from Skinny Taste. We like those recipes.
Yeah.
That blog, the cookbooks, they're all good. Very low calorie typically, but depending on what you're looking for, you can definitely spice it up, get those calories up. So we're going to be using arugula, obviously.
Yeah.
This title says balsamic dressing or balsamic vinaigrette, olive oil, salt, pepper, some chickpeas, some sun-dried tomatoes, and some good Parmesan cheese. So that's pretty much it for this recipe. It's super simple. You're going to boil water like you would any pasta. We are just using traditional pasta here. So if you're looking for an alternative, they do have that chickpea pasta. Did you make it recently, or have you? Remember when we were talking about it?
Yeah, I did.
Or bon?
It was good. Honestly, like it was better than like some of that I don't know, like I've had like edamame pasta.
Oh, have you?
You know, it's like, brr. Yeah, no, not, I mean, I also might not have been cooking it right, so
Yeah.
there's that. But like, I mean, sometimes you just need some pasta.
Yeah, exactly. And a little goes a long way with everything. But that chickpea pasta, I made it recently, and after I put it in the bowl with all my ingredients, it all just broke apart.
Ew, what kind of pasta?
It was penne.
Ah.
So I was bummed because I had it before, and it seemed to work well. I don't know if I overcooked it maybe, or whatever it was, but the texture was just off for me. So that was a bummer.
I mean, I really just feel like all you need to go for is like a whole wheat pasta.
Yeah, get some more fiber in there, get some added protein. I mean,
this isn't that, but
no.
Little bit on this, so a half a cup dry, which is actually, I mean, you're probably getting a full cup then at that point. It's 8 grams of protein, so that's great.
I mean,
40 carbohydrates, 1 gram of fat, 2 total sugars, no added sugar.
Right.
So that's great.
So the carbohydrate count on it is a little bit high. So that's where people say oh, I'm trying to do low carb, I'm trying to watch my weight, so I'm trying to eliminate those carbs. And then of course if you're adding chickpeas, you're getting a little bit more of the carbohydrate content. So for this particular recipe, 2 cups is 280 calories.
Okay.
43.5 grams of carbohydrates.
Okay.
11 grams of protein, 9 grams of fat, 8 grams of fiber. So
I think it
to
sounds
me,
good.
it's rather balanced. I think it is on the lower end of the protein scale.
Right.
But to be honest, that's okay. And I think this is an actual good lunch recipe.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be something that's good and filling, but not make you feel too full or bloated to the point where you're tired. Yeah. So besides the pasta, we're going to be using some sun-dried tomatoes and chickpeas.
Okay.
So if you want to maybe drain the chickpeas.
Okay.
And I would maybe chop up the sun-dried tomatoes so that they're minced or cut up a little bit.
You can turn your mic on. Thanks, Billy.
Can you hear me at all?
I mean, you're probably just sounding like you're underwater.
Shoot.
There you go. All right, we're back. Talk about that protein content, why this is a good recipe specifically for lunch.
We're back.
Yeah.
I'm back. All right, so this is low calorie, 280 calories, 11 grams of protein. It is on the higher end of the carbohydrate count, but it could fit within your carbohydrate counting if you are diabetic and you're trying to watch those exchanges or the carb choices. So keep that in mind. I would think this is a decent option for lunch because it is going to be less filling.
Yep.
Well, or filling, but not to the point where you're going to
Tired.
get tired.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Am I cutting these?
Yeah, if you
Okay.
could just like kind of mince them. Do you want a fork or something to grab them out?
I just washed my hands. So.
Okay. So we were talking earlier, and I was like, we only have 1 jar of chickpeas. I think what would be a good addition to this is some sort of nut. Or we have some extra pine nuts from a previous recipe, and I think that would be a perfect addition.
Yeah.
What would be good too to add to this is a pesto.
Yeah.
If you have leftover pesto, or you have a homemade jar, or a jar in your fridge that you're trying to get rid of, I think adding that as the ingredient or the dressing would be great. So this you can definitely eat cold.
Oh, for sure.
Too, and actually I think that's recommended.
Am I cutting the whole jar?
A 1/4 cup.
Okay,
So
that's probably enough.
I don't even know what I was saying now.
Sorry.
No, do you know?
I know. I literally got into these.
I feel like I'm a little off today. Obviously my mic was off. On top
I literally
of that,
almost
I'm
said
off.
to you too, Ange, make sure that I was like, no, we've been doing this so long. She got it.
I mean, thank God I actually turned the mic boxes on, but
Oh, yeah, I
then
didn't
didn't
do that.
turn my own mic on.
Yeah. I mean, self-sustaining production equipment. Real
That's
fun.
fine. Yeah. So as this is boiling, we're coming to a close on our October recipes. We have 1 more recipe this month, which is, what did we make?
Vegetarian chili.
Yeah, vegetarian chili, which really good.
So good.
Yeah, we made that ahead of time, tried it out, and that's going to be next week. But once we come to the holiday months, we're going to have a whole new menu, and we're going to try to focus on side dishes and desserts. I think that's kind of what we talked about. Those seem to be requested.
Yeah.
The healthy desserts especially seem to be requested more often than not.
Yeah.
And I think coming into the holiday season when desserts and sweets are a big problem for us, I think it's good to have that option. Like, okay, this is actually a decent alternative.
Exactly. And I think people I feel like people appreciate that too when you take
Yeah.
that to a party or your family gathering, that you're just like, hey, this is actually isn't terrible for you.
Right.
So, maybe if that's where you're going to indulge, it might be a little easier for you to do that, or somebody
Yes.
else too.
Agreed.
These are done.
All right.
Very oily. Oh, wow.
I know. So sun-dried tomatoes, you can buy them in the jar like this, where the oil is already in, and maybe for your recipe you would utilize this oil, rather than your olive oil if you wanted some additional flavor.
Yeah. I would say.
But
idea.
you can also buy them in the bag, and they do not have any oil at all.
Yeah.
So
Beth just said she can't wait for our recipes. So thank you for that
Yay. Okay,
feedback,
good.
Beth. We appreciate it.
yeah.
Okay. How are we doing on that pasta?
We're good.
We're good.
Okay, so while that's cooking, I'm going to add some of the arugula to our bowl.
Okay.
Now, if you don't have arugula, you have spinach, you have kale,
Fine.
utilize it, whatever you have. I'm actually a really big fan of arugula.
I am too. It's salty. That's why we're
It's
fans.
salty, but it also has a peppery taste. It's almost like they did salt and pepper on it already, But I enjoy it. I think it's good addition to literally anything.
Yeah.
Adding it to a salad, a soup, a smoothie, a pizza.
Yeah. Yum.
Definitely.
Yum, yum, yum.
Okay, so your base is going to be your arugula, and now you can add as little or as much as you want. The recipe calls for 3 cups, which this is a little bit more, but works for us. And then our chickpeas, we're going to add to that as well.
Oh, yum. I love chickpeas.
Me too. They're such a good plant-based protein, and I think they're perfect cooked.
Yep.
They're perfect blended. They're
Roasted.
perfect raw, roasted.
Yeah.
They're so versatile and just delicious, I think.
Yes. Agreed.
Okay, so you want to add the
This in there?
sun-dried tomatoes. Yep. And I think too, if you had roasted red peppers, or if you just had
Yeah.
regular tomatoes, again, that's the beauty of cooking.
Yes.
You can add anything and it's going to be just as tasty. All right, looks good. So I'm going to wait for this to cook. I am going to add a little bit of salt and pepper on top.
Okay. I'm just going to show our audience what that all looks like, Ange, too.
Yep.
So if you want to tilt your bowl. Oh, wait, hold on one second. Sorry.
You're on the boiling water.
Okay, go ahead. Tilt it, Ange.
Is that the right way?
Yep, you're good. So you can just see how pretty, lovely, green, lots of colors. That green and red is also always lovely. So
I think that's our theme.
I know. I feel like we always have like green and red.
I swear every time.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like I say the same thing every time. It's so pretty.
That's how cooking should be.
That is right.
You know, the appearance definitely plays a role
For sure.
in what people think your meal is going to taste like.
I'm just going to get our chat in front of us because I feel like I'm like looking away.
Okay.
All right. What are we looking like?
You want to try one?
Sure.
I don't know. It looks it needs to be cooked still.
I agree.
All right. Give it a couple minutes. So the dressing for this is as simple as balsamic and oil.
Yeah. So Ange actually did Cooking with the Steelers yesterday. We were at, oh man, what's the stadium's name called?
Acrisure.
It's Heinz, forever. We all know that. And one of the things that they talked about a lot was just making your own dressings and how good it is for you, because a lot of the dressings that you buy in store have added sugar.
Definitely.
And Ange, talk about that label and added sugar and how you kind of want to stay away from that.
Yep. So when you're looking at the food label, there's the total carbohydrate content, and that is in bold. In between, or like indented underneath that, is going to be your sugars, added sugars, and that added sugars is what you're going to want to look at, especially with dressings. So you want to choose something that's always less than 5 grams of added sugar, and try to limit your added sugar content to 25 grams or less per day. So keeping that in mind, that a lot of course, sweeteners, beverages, those are a lot of empty calories,
right,
and a lot of added sugars come from that. But dressings are a big one.
Right, and dressings are so easy. That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we don't want to stand up here and be like, make your own dressing. It's like, well, that sounds complicated.
Right,
But like,
no.
Ange did one for our nurse ambassador training that was like, wasn't it like a mustard, olive oil?
Yep.
And
some
like
lemon, salt and pepper,
garlic.
Like,
that was it.
Super simple.
Mustards are really, like a honey, or not a honey mustard, a Dijon mustard is really good. Also shallots is a really good one. Just make sure they're like super minced. But like a lot of times if we go get a salad here at the Cancer Center, at the cafeteria, we come back and do olive oil, salt, pepper, red wine vinegar, a little bit of balsamic.
Vinegar,
you know, we're very tart dressing people.
Yep.
So just keep that in mind, that, you know, and try, you know, you don't have to like, oh my gosh, I bought Italian dressing, this is the worst thing ever. It's not, but just think about it when you can about making your own.
Yeah. And like Dee said, it could be as simple as just a few ingredients. It could literally be lemon, olive oil, maybe a little bit of mustard, salt, pepper.
Right.
You know, like whatever you have. And we even like just adding the red wine vinegar and olive oil.
Right.
You know, it literally your pantry staples could be a dressing.
And if you get a good olive oil, game changer.
Yep.
Like my mom, you know, 100% Italian, olive oil, Parmesan cheese, a little bit of lemon,
Parmesan cheese, that's a
and
thing
salt
too.
and pepper, like done. And it's and over like butter lettuce. Like that's all she does sometimes with it. I don't even know if she puts like anything else in the salad. It's kind of like bare, but it is so good and more of like a summertime thing. But just a nice way to, you know, avoid that sugar, get your greens, all the fun stuff.
Yeah,
so
I love that. We were also talking too yesterday about.
I know, this is why we're a little like we did a big cooking show yesterday.
I'm cooked out.
You're cooked out. Pun intended. You're talked out. I think.
Yeah, I think it is true.
We were talking yesterday.
Oh my God, I really can't think
Dressings.
right now.
The aioli, maybe?
I don't know.
No? Okay. She'll bring it back, don't you worry. Love these recipes, Ange, for the fact that these are all very cost friendly, right?
Yeah.
So you don't need to, you're gonna find this at all like grocery stores, wherever you go, whatever's around you. So you're not gonna, you know, it's like, oh man, they only specifically have that here or there. And it's a simple recipe, so not major ingredients. Also a really good dinner recipe for your family.
I think so.
If you want to, that is hot.
We're like all over the place.
Here, give me
today.
this. I'm gonna go run it underwater, like a good.
And that's what you're actually gonna want to do with this recipe. Once the pasta boils,
Yeah, it's good.
put it into a colander and then run some cold water over it.
Yeah.
Right.
Before I burn myself, you know, the sous chef just got to do all the hard work around here.
All right, while she's doing that, I'm going to start getting our Parmesan cheese shaved. Now, if you have, what are these called?
A grater? I'm like looking
Please
at
help.
you, Lo.
Like SOS, I need all the help I can
I'm
get
looking at
today.
you like grater.
And I actually had coffee today. I don't know what's going on. But
It's-
so there's different sizes. Now, depending on if you want this grated, if you want it shaved, if you want it shredded, you know, you have different options for that, which is really nice. We're gonna try to do the shaved. Let's see how that turns out. All right. I do enjoy getting a block of Parmesan though, and
I mean,
like getting
there
the good
is
stuff.
a difference. I'm all for convenience, but there is a difference.
There definitely is.
All right, cool. How's it going?
Good. It's like softer than, I think I took it out of the fridge too quickly.
I'm gonna zoom in on you doing that, Ange.
Let me move all this stuff out of the way.
Everybody's got a little motion sickness there. Okay.
And then of course, like, this is gonna get those little shredded or like shaved pieces. Now if you want it shredded, you're gonna do the other side. And it's gonna become like that. Do you see that? Is
Yeah.
it able to zoom in?
Yeah, I can. Hold on.
Okay.
Boop, boop, boop. All right. So you can see the difference. That's more the shredded. That's more. What's the other one?
Shaved.
Shaved. Thank you.
And then of course you would use the smaller side if you want that completely grated. For this particular recipe, I think the shaved is kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I like that visual. Again, all about the visualization.
Yep. Cool.
Looks great. Okay. So you're going to want to add just a little bit in there before you add the pasta. So did you run some cold water over that?
I did, boss.
Oh.
Please don't fire me.
Okay. So we'll just add a little bit to our bowl because we don't have enough room. Okay.
Good.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to just
Mix that
mix
all up.
this all around. Looks delicious,
Oh
doesn't
my!
it?
It's very pretty.
It is pretty. I think this would be a great side dish too to bring to a holiday party because you can eat it cold.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're having like a buffet style dinner, or even if you are having a table set and you brought this as your side dish, I think people would be really impressed.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Ange, can you tilt that to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm
perfect.
gonna add some more of that shredded cheese.
Yep.
Or that shaved Parmesan cheese.
Looks great.
Yeah.
All right,
and
cool.
then, you know, our final touch,
Olive oil.
some olive oil and some of our balsamic. And if you are making this recipe as follows, you're only going to just use a couple tablespoons of each. Sous chef. Okay, got
Oh.
you. I thought I needed her
Like,
muscles
please
for a
don't call
second.
me in for muscles.
Okay.
Nice.
Then you're just going to blend that all up again. And you know, I would more than likely add some more cheese.
Oh, for sure.
And you know what? I think this does need a little bit more salt and pepper. If
Look at me. I'm like, I'm here. I'm ready to roll.
All right. Salt that baby
I
up.
really think that's a great holiday side dish.
I think it is. We're getting started on the holiday side
That's
dishes early.
Right. I like can't believe it's the end of October.
I know we were just talking about that this morning.
Wow,
Like,
I'm not even exactly sure what happened to September.
it's true. I mean, I don't know. I would even add more sun-dried tomatoes.
Oh, I mean, I got a whole jar. I can cut them up. But
You did get a whole jar in there.
No. I said
Oh.
I still have the
Oh,
jar.
okay.
I know. I lied. I did say I still have the whole jar. Whatever. I can't.
It's
I'm with
fine.
you now on
Like,
that level.
yeah, we're struggling today, so just bear with us.
So what's the? Is it 2 cups, Ange?
Of the, yep.
All right,
You
I'm
want to
gonna
do
get-
that?
Yeah, and just show
That's a good
everybody what
idea.
a.
I'm gonna add some more cheese, of course. Can never have too much. Guys, I think this is beautiful. Take this to your holiday party and give me some feedback of what everyone thinks because I know they're gonna love it.
All right, so here we go.
Okay. A heaping cup.
A heaping. Sorry, there was like more greens in there. It's fine. Greens aren't gonna like.
I mean, that's 1 cup, and
That's
that
1
seems like
cup.
a lot.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Show it up.
So that's
at that.
2 cups. And this is a normal size bowl. So of course, if you weren't portioning your stuff, you would fill your bowl, right?
Yeah.
That's what we always talk about, portion control, like using a smaller plate or a smaller bowl so that you're not
Yep.
overdoing it on the portions. But this is 2 cups.
Yeah.
And that fills that bowl perfect.
I mean, that's a great lunch.
I think
honestly. So.
All right.
Let's take a break.
Let's try it out.
See what
I'm
we're
going to get one of everything.
I know I want cheese. I want sun-dried tomatoes.
If we can
Maybe a chickpea. I think I actually did get it all, but I need another noodle.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, you're failing on so many levels today.
All I got was arugula. Literally, all I got was arugula.
There's a lot of arugula in here. You didn't even use the whole bag. Okay. Oh my gosh. Come on, Manja.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers. Mmm. That is good.
Mmm.
It's nice and chewy.
Peppery.
Mm-hmm.
Sun-dried tomatoes are a good. You're not a big fan of them, are you?
I was just saying, I'm not a big fan. They're delicious. I would
mean,
totally eat those.
Yeah. And I think the balsamic in the oil is just enough of a dressing to give you some added flavor, but you're not overdoing it. Now, if you are trying to bulk up the calories, right, add more cheese, add more olive oil,
Right.
Add more nuts. That's where add additional jar of chickpeas. I think we could have added additional jar of chickpeas.
Yeah, for sure. I think I mean.
That's definitely lacking.
Yeah.
But, well, I think we just
Well,
need to mix
also
it up a little bit.
I think the recipe calls for how many ounces of pasta?
6 ounces.
Yeah, so we
added
didn't
double.
actually, that's probably right what's in that bowl.
I think that's
so
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
great.
guys.
Just a reminder, if you're not on our email list, I'm going to throw up Ange's email. So make sure that you go ahead, copy that down, send her an email. Ange sends a weekly email that just gives you the link to our YouTube channel.
Yep.
Along with the link to the recipe. So in case you ever want to change or keep those recipes. And then also we just have a little survey because we'd love to hear feedback on what you're looking for to learn about. So please don't hesitate to fill that out. Even if you want to fill it out multiple times, feel free to do so. And then next week, last recipe of October is vegetarian chili. So make sure you tune back in with us.
Yeah.
And
I do want to mention something on that.
Go ahead.
It actually was a pre-recorded episode, so next week we won't actually have that option to do a live chat. So you have my email there. If you do have any questions, concerns, especially about that particular recipe, please just shoot me an email. Remember to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, shoot us a comment. We will have 100 subscribers if you subscribe.
Yes.
If you haven't already.
Ange has a goal, everybody. There is a goal. All right, Hillman Cancer Center, have a great rest of your week. Thank you for tuning in. Stay warm until Friday. The weather is going to get better.
It is.
Have a great rest of your